Kind of feels like a long-lost outtake from the Grease soundtrack on steroids, doesn't it, Bill?
Yeah, man, 1981 was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was, and that was right before MTV launched their thing. But that video, I remember seeing it for the first time. I was just mentioning, you could not believe that those two people were doing a duet together, and it sounded so good.
Well, the Meatloaf and Carla DeVito, I mean, it was just like they were made for each other.
Yes, and then here comes Cher, and wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll never forget the standing on the bar scene singing to each other.
Yes.
Very romantic. But anyways, our Lost Oldie this morning, and by the way, I mentioned before, that was supposed to be the theme for, now we go back in time for this, it was supposed to be the theme for the TV show Delta House. Remember that?
I sure do. Yeah, Stephen Dorff was about, or Dorfman was about the only one that was in that.
Wasn't Hoover in it, I think?
For a little bit, yeah. It didn't last long.
No, it was the TV adaptation of one of the greatest movies of all time, Animal House. But anyway, that's our Lost Oldie today. It has been dug up, and there you go. 7:02, time for the news, brought to you by Smith Discount Pharmacy and their other two locations. Collectively serving you since 1925. Got fog in downtown, 76 degrees, and once again, here's Bill.
Thank you, Steve, and good morning, everybody. United States President Donald Trump late last night said that a ceasefire was in effect soon after Iranian state-linked media announced Tehran had fired its last round of missiles at Israel. Now, a spate of questions linger over the viability of a ceasefire, Iran and Israel's participation, the potential resumption of nuclear talks between the West and Tehran, and the ultimate fate of Iran's supplies of enriched uranium. Now, the ceasefire announcement came after an apparent intensification of hostilities, with Iran on Monday carrying out retaliatory missile strikes at a U.S. air base in Qatar. Meanwhile, Ohio's Air National Guard may have played a role in the mission of the B-2 bombers striking Iran over the weekend. Lena Lai spoke with Lieutenant Colonel Zachary Smith, a pilot with the Ohio National Guard.
The 121st Air Refueling Wing out of Columbus conducts refueling missions all over the world, serving as a gas station in the sky, if you will, for aircraft like B-2s.
We're going to have fighters moving across the Atlantic Ocean. We call it over the pond. They don't have the gas to get there on their own. So having us airborne with them gives them the ability to make it in one fell swoop, never having to stop for gas.
We know that dozens of refuelers were required for what is now the second longest B-2 mission ever flown.
Now, in part two of our three-part look at the Appalachian Freedom Initiative, I asked Dr. Drew Fide about Scioto County's cultural climate regarding slavery during the Underground Railroad movement.
I think it's important to remember that the conductors were really the radicals. Not everybody was a conductor. Think of it like this, that there may have been, you might say, a majority sentiment against slavery. Anti-slavery or being an abolitionist, doesn't necessarily mean that you would help somebody that was fleeing bondage.
Dr. Fide added that, much like today, our area back then was ideologically divided.
It's really a small group of people that were actively engaged in the Underground Railroad, but there was a larger movement, an abolitionist movement. And the other thing to keep in mind is that it was illegal to help freedom seeker, as we call them. There's a reason why it was underground. That's right, because in some ways there was a large part of the community that would not have supported. You could say that the community was divided. There were those who were supporting slavery and its continuation, and those who were anti-slavery but maybe didn't support immediate abolition.
And eastbound and down the Scioto County Public Library System's brand new bookmobile is on the road. Here's Paige Williams, the executive director of the library system.
The Scioto County Public Library is excited to announce our new bookmobile is now on the road. This bookmobile is the seventh one since the library began bookmobile service to Scioto County beginning in 1938. The new bookmobile was built by Farber Incorporated in Columbus at a cost of $463,000. A new feature is the wheelchair lift to make the vehicle more accessible to everyone. The bookmobile has books, DVDs, magazines, and paperbacks for all ages and reading levels. The library will be showcasing the bookmobile at the Scioto County Fair, and it will also be in the River Days Parade.
And several member fire departments of the Ohio Valley Firefighters Association took part in propane emergency responder training at the South Webster Bloom Township Fire Department recently. The training was conducted by the Ohio Propane Gas Association and sponsored locally by Eric's Propane, and it consisted of 4 hours of classroom instruction and 4 hours of actual firefighting training. Now, according to Scioto County EMA Director Larry Mullins, told us, quote, even though dozens of propane trucks pass safely through our area every single day, it's important that our firefighters are trained to respond in case the worst happens, end quote. For Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Shope.
All right, well, they're out, the ranking of the top cars from the annual Consumer Report Assessment. You ready?
Hey, let's go, man.
All right, the top cars. Well, Subaru has surpassed BMW as the top-ranked car brand in the latest report.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Subaru.
Those crazy Swedes?
Yep, the two automakers, the Swedes and the Germans, but anyway, the two automobile makers swapped positions from the previous year when the Beamer was number one and Subaru was number two. Now, the rankings are based on road tests, reliability, owner satisfaction, and safety. So, other cars that came in, Lexus and Porsche, they tied for third place. Ready for the bottom of the list?
Oh, let's hear this.
All right. Bottom of the list is the Rivian,
Never heard of it.
Land Rover,
Oh, man. Land Rover's usually up there near the top.
GMC,
Okay, they've had a lot of recalls.
and Dodge. And, this may shock you a little bit too, Jeep.
Huh, I wonder why.
Well, I don't know, but several brands such as Lincoln, Alfa Romeo, and Jeep did not have one recommended model. Not one.
Well, for what you pay for an Alfa Romeo, they better be doing something. But yeah, that really shocks me about the Land Rover. I mean, that's always been a top brand.
Tesla maintained the 18th place ranking that they've had. Brands require a minimum of 2 current models to be included in the assessment, which included Fiat, Jaguar, Maserati, Polestar, and Ram. And there are some protests that are popping up over all this. Not just the Jeep people feeling a little denied, and they feel like they've been ducked over. Get that?
Yes, I do.
But the Vega Appreciation Coalition has reemerged and said, "What are you guys thinking?"
The home of the aluminum block engine.
There you go. But anyway, that's the latest, Consumer Report on the cars you're driving.
There we go.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
This update brought to you this morning by Smith Discount Pharmacy, corner of 2nd and Chillicothe. Across from the school, South Webster, Maine, their newest location in Minford, serving you since 1925.
In 1925, the first television image was transmitted and a new car cost about $525. That same year, Smith's Pharmacy opened its doors to serve Portsmouth and the surrounding area. For over 100 years now and through 4 generations, Smith's Pharmacy has been helping the area get well with care and convenience. The first area pharmacy to offer computerized prescriptions and one of the first to provide free monthly med boxes. There's never a long wait. Drive-through convenience, free same-day delivery. Visit Smith's Pharmacies, Portsmouth, Minford, and South Webster.
And good morning. It is time for sports, 10 after the hour, and it's brought to you this morning by Sapper Advanced Tech. And they're in Piketon. They manufacture rock-solid roll-off dumpsters built by Recycle American Steel and available for purchase or rent. Just call Sapper at 464-5220. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Reds take down the Evil Empire last night at the Great American Ballpark. Tell you more about it. Here's Chuck.
Thank you, Steve. The Reds were triumphant 6-1. 2 years to the date of Ellie De La Cruz batting for the cycle, the Red shortstop was a double away from doing it again. Last night, he had a home run, a triple, and a single. De La Cruz went 3 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. Gavin Lux had a home run for Cincinnati, and Tyler Stevenson logged a double. Stevenson, Spencer Steer, and T.J. Friedel all had 2 hits apiece. The Reds out-hit the Yankees 11-8 last night. New York's lone run came courtesy of an Aaron Judge solo homer in the first inning. Since he used 5 different pitchers in the game, Nick Lodolo got the start. He pitched the first 4 1/3 innings before giving way to Scott Barlow. Barlow pitched 1 2/3 innings and got the win to improve his record to 3-0. Nick Martinez, Tony Santillan, and Emilio Pagan all saw time on the mound last night. The Yankees had a great opportunity in the 8th inning to rally as they had runners on first and second with no outs, but Santillan pitched out of that jam, striking out 2 and getting a ground out. Pagan nailed things down in the 9th. It wasn't a save situation, but nevertheless, he was in the game to help the Reds get the final out. Cincinnati has won 11 of its last 16. The Reds are 4th in the NL Central, 5.5 games out. The Cincinnati Reds will host the New York Yankees again this evening. It'll be a 6:40 pregame on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM leading up to the 7:10 first pitch. On the mound tonight for Cincinnati will be Chase Burns. The rookie out of Wake Forest will make his major league debut. The Cincinnati Enquirer recently did an article titled 5 Things to Know About Chase Burns Facing the Yankees in His MLB Debut. Well, Burns is the Reds' top prospect and was the second overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft. Burns has made just 13 minor league starts, really ascending through the ranks quickly. He made his pro debut in April for the single-A Dayton Dragons. He was promoted to Triple-A Louisville on June 9th, making 2 starts for the Bats. In May, Burns climbed 12 spots to number 11 in MLB Pipeline's latest top 100 rankings. Burns is set to become the first pitcher from the 2024 first round to debut. He'll be countered tonight by the Yankees' Carlos Rodon. The Cleveland Guardians were off yesterday. They'll host Toronto this evening for a 6:40 first pitch. Cleveland is presently second in the AL Central, 8.5 games out. Yesterday in minor league baseball, the Chillicothe Paints fell at the Lafayette Aviators 13-1. Those two will hook up today at noon for another contest in Lafayette. It'll mark the 5th straight time that they've played each other. They played 3 times in Chillicothe over the weekend, and now 2 in Lafayette. And that is a look at sports.
All right, hey, thank you, Chuck. Brought to you by Sapper Advanced Tech. And again, veteran-owned Sapper Advanced Tech, built to serve, ready to roll. Call 740-464-5220. And we'll check traffic weather together next.
Looking for toughness that gets the job done? Meet Sapper Advanced Tech, a veteran-owned powerhouse right out of Piketon, Ohio. Manufacturing rock-solid roll-off dumpsters built from recycled American steel. Whether you're hauling construction debris, cleaning up a site, or starting your next big project, we've got the dumpsters for purchase or rent, ready to roll when you are. Engineered for strength, built with purpose, backed by service that never quits. Call Josh at 740-464-5220 today. Sapper Advanced Tech, built to serve, built to roll.
And traffic brought to you this morning by your friends at the Scioto River. 1024 Gallia Street. And again, they'll have those doors open for you at 11 o'clock today. Legendary steaks, chicken, ribs, and more. Today we got a boil water advisory. This is going to be for the 800 block of 11th Street. Also, we've got today drag patching, which is going to be going on Shepherd Fork in Washington Township today. There will be flaggers. Pretty aggressive mowing schedule also heading into this week until the rain comes, and then you've got the fog this morning, so be careful of that. Also, you've got 2 lanes down to 1 if you're coming in eastbound by Osco this morning. See something we need to know about, let us know at 354-1993. Traffic a service of the Scioto River opens 7 days a week.
Weather a service of A1 Auto Glass, which now has a windshield calibration machine used to recalibrate all of the safety features in the windshields of foreign vehicles. This used to have to be done at a dealership after installation, but now you can save money by getting it done at A1 Auto Glass in Portsmouth.
Today's the first alert weather day with mostly sunny skies. Very hot out there with near record highs. Temperatures into the mid-90s. Mostly clear overnight tonight. Still in the 80s almost through midnight. Eventually down into the 70s. Hours of hot sunshine on Wednesday. Back to the mid-90s. There is hope for a pop-up shower or storm, though. See more of that later in the week. I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And downtown, a little mixture of fog and sunshine, 76 as we get up and go.